kind of a little bit lame maybe, but as soon as I walked into the building and saw about 10 seconds of action, I knew I wanted to play here. Grew up in Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta, and that's where I was born. But I became a man here. I mean, this is where I learned how to deal with people. This is where I learned, this is where really where I don't know how else to say it, became a man. And I remember Scott Sandlin coming and Dean Blaze and did the fly down. And honestly, when I came, I was like, you know what, it's a free trip. North Dakota, I've never been to North Dakota. Like, I'm on my own. You know, I was 16 or 17 years old at the time. I was like, yeah, why not? And I remember coming and I was just going into the old rink there, and I remember they were playing Colorado College, and I was just completely blown away. And just by the whole atmosphere, the students, just everything was just fantastic. I thought the hockey was high-paced because it's a little bit older, and education was a big part of it. My parents were both educators. They're retired now, but they were both into it, and that was a big part of it. But you know what, more than anything else, I knew nothing of college hockey for sure, nothing of really college anything. My plan was to finish high school, and then I was going to go play in the WHL, Canadian Major Juniors, the next year.
My Commodore!
I remember coming to UND when I was a freshman, and you know, you kind of look at who's going to be here, what year everybody is, freshman, sophomore, senior, whatever. And I remember kind of, you know, in my mind, and I think in a lot of people's minds, it was, you know, our first 2 years, we had, you know, all those guys, the Panzers and everybody. And our junior year was the year that we were going to lose everybody. We lost like 9 seniors or something. I remember Wes Dory and I were kind of in our dorm room, and we're like, well, let's try and get something done here in the first 2 years because we're going to be on spring break in the third. And then, you know, it's funny how it works out where, you know, that ends up being the year that we end up winning it. I learned a lot in my years that I was here about the tradition, but I think I'm still learning. I mean, I still run into people, and you know, we do our little trips in the summer, and it's just kind of a fantastic group and a fantastic tradition that I'm glad I'm a little part of. I mean, I've maintained a lot of friendships throughout here, and you know what, I've been professional now for 10 years, and honestly, I wouldn't trade any of it for the 3 years that I spent here.
If I had to do it all over again, I'd do the same thing. I'd still be a Fighting Sioux.